What up, everybody? It's your boy TGK here on another episode of Midnight Mavness with your co-host Sticks. We're gonna go over plenty of topics today, man. We're gonna talk about Kendrick Perkins' latest hot garbage take when talking about the Dallas Mavericks. We're gonna talk about AM Hoops, the big YouTuber AM Hoops. He stated something very controversial, basically saying Klay Thompson was the most overrated signing of the summer. We're going to get into that. We're also going to talk about Jason Kidd's ranking. CBS had a ranking where they ranked all the head coaches in the NBA, and they had Jason Kidd ranked 18th. Guarantee you Sticks is going to have something to say about that. We're also going to get into the new Mavericks jerseys that were unveiled this week. I got something to say about that. But we're going to start off this show with the special guest of the show, Devin from IntheLab. We're going to talk about his viral tweet that had Dallas Mavericks Twitter in an uproar. So let's go ahead and let's start the show. So yeah, we're gonna have an interesting show tonight, man. If y'all don't mind getting the likes up is going to help a lot. Obviously, it is late. It is Friday. If you ain't got nothing to do tonight, I appreciate you spending some time here, man. You could either be watching this in your living room, on a phone, wherever the case may be, but you're here with us. It's your boy TGK here with Sticks. As you can tell, man, we are working out kinks out of this new system we're utilizing, and sometimes things don't go as planned. But maybe we might have to have StreamYard as a backup in case. But hopefully.
No, we can't do that. I've got too much work into this. We can't go back.
But let me know. I think we got a guest. I'm hearing like some feedback, so maybe we do got a guest, Sticks.
I think we do. Let me bring him in.
Oh yeah, we do. All right, so before we bring him in, we can hear you. He's gonna be audio.
I've got him
right?
muted. I've got him muted for a minute while I bring him in. So go ahead.
Yeah. Just hang in there in the lab. We got you. So before we bring up the guest, if you're not on Twitter, you're obviously missing out. You're missing out a lot. The guy we're about to bring up, he does a lot of fitness and style apparel for hoopers from his brand, but he also does a lot of training. When you look at his videos, he trains with a lot of individuals, travels a lot as well. I'll let him break it down in more detail for you, but he had a viral tweet that went crazy for the Dallas Mavericks Twitter bunch. I don't know if we got that image up, Sticks, or if we could just bring the guest up.
Yeah, I'm going to get him on first. We'll talk and then we'll bring it on. So let me get him in the show properly first, so we can actually hear his audio.
Yes.
So
there was a viral tweet, and we'll talk about it here in a bit once we get him in here. But definitely wanted to give him an opportunity, a platform to clear any context that was missing, or if there was something he alluded to. There's a lot of things and how people can perceive it. So we're gonna give him a fair opportunity to speak on his behalf and what he meant behind those tweets.
All right, he should be on here now.
First and foremost, appreciate you. Can I call you Devin? Is that fine?
Whatever you want, Devin, whatever.
We'll call you Dev in the lab. Dev, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you working with us. But yeah, so if you don't mind just giving a brief description to the Mavs fans that may not know you, and then that way we could eventually get to your tweet and break that down a little bit.
I guess long story short, I'm a basketball promoter. I hate to have the tag, but I'm a YouTuber. And, I started training basketball a while back. It's funny because I went viral through a documentary that kind of nobody knows me for anymore. But I've worked with Adidas, got signed with them for a while. And then I guess over the past year, people knew me as the snitch ref. So I went viral on a different account because I have a few different accounts. And it kind of blew up for a while through NBA Twitter. I was doing videos on Durant, and NBA guys were asking me to do random videos on him, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, just a basketball promoter. I like pushing, how great this sport is out to everybody. That's why I'm in Greece.
Nice. I see you travel a lot too, man. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get to the meat of this. Pause before I get all the pauses in the comments. Obviously, yesterday there was a tweet they put out there. It went viral in Mavs Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead and read it verbatim. It said, "Yeah, tweeted out. Just finished playing with one of Luka's teammates. I never get tired of hearing the same story. Luka doesn't even work out. He won't take it serious. Just throwing shots up at the backboard. His workout is playing. Dot dot dot. He loves a hoop. But he put up extra shots? Question mark. Yeah, right. All right. So in the lab, just before I let you give us some context, some background to that. As a Mavericks fan, I can see it both ways. I can see it where Luka has this narrative around him where, oh, Luka doesn't work out. He doesn't take care of his body. And so whenever like there's any kind of criticism to that, when obviously over the last season and a half or 2 seasons, he has changed that narrative in a way. But then there's the other side where I look at it and I'm like, it's quotations. It's a lot of dot, dot, dots. It's kind of hard to get context out of words and how it's meant. So if you don't mind just breaking down what you meant, like in total and entirely as far as this tweet in detail.
Well, first of all, you gotta understand this is a quote. So like, I was making a YouTube video, and Spencer was
Mm-hmm.
actually just talking about, playing with LeBron and playing with Luca. About the differences and how he loves playing with both. Because and hopefully, I don't think he minds me actually telling all this stuff, but he he when he was with Dallas, he could kind of play a role where he can kind of get off, like have 15 minutes to get off, but Luka's taking over most of the game. So he
Mm-hmm.
was just marveled over like how good those type of guys are, and it came to the conversation because I've heard from a lot of guys. So like, I don't know if you guys know Coach Sweeney, but
Mm-hmm.
he's Jason Kidd's right hand man, and he's been with him in Milwaukee. But that was my coach. And so I've
Mm-hmm.
heard from a lot of guys that Luka doesn't really do train traditionally, and you got to understand I'm a skills trainer, so I do a lot of work in the gym with a lot of the guys that you guys may or not know with kids. So like I understand being in the gym for 3 hours and putting up shots and different stuff like that, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about Luka, and you got to understand this too. I made a documentary on Luka for the EuroLeague. So that year when I went to when he was 17, and they went to the Final Four uh, in Istanbul. I saw him drop 4 points in 2 games, and and I was like, wow, like this is everybody was talking about Luka, and I didn't see it, and they were like, bro, you got to just come back again next year. So I came back. I was following him around, and I was blown away because he was just younger than everybody. He was killing everybody, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm documenting this whole process, and I'm interviewing his coaches, some of his teammates, and they're like, yeah, the dude just plays a lot. He doesn't really like train and do all this other stuff like, and so fast forward and back into the whole Dinwiddie situation, he was just like, yeah, man, Luka, pretty much the quote that you read, he doesn't really work out like that. He'll put up shots, like, but not like how people may think. His
Mm-hmm.
his training is playing. So, the G League, he was telling me when the G League guys are out there, he's hooping with them. Like when other guys are like kind of, doing the traditional weightlifting, he's like hooping with other guys. Like, so like that's his form of training. So I think that the tweet kind of, you gotta say I'm tweeting for my followers. I'm not tweeting for Luka diehard fans.
Yeah.
I'm tweeting for
Right.
guys that follow me. So, anybody who knows me knows how I tweet, and I don't lie about this stuff. Like you guys may have seen or may not have seen when I'm in the gym with Kyrie or some of these other guys. Like they say this. This is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't making none of this stuff up. And I'm gonna ask you guys this. I'm gonna ask you guys this.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Luca, and this is something that I kind of been talking to a lot of guys about. When you look at Luca, does he strike you as somebody that is in tip top shape in terms of not just on the basketball court? Because obviously we know he's the best player, one of the best players in the world. But like, does he strike you as somebody that's just been putting extra work on his body?
Oh, I'll let you answer that one first, Sticks.
Oh, you letting me go first? Okay.
You go first.
I'll take the heat first. I mean, no. I mean, you look at him last year. Of course, he had a bunch of injuries, and you say, okay, well, his knees are hurting, and it's going to be hard to, that was my kind of thing. Like, you hurt your knees and your ankles, you're probably not going to go home and work your butt out on the gym when you need to be sitting and resting. So you're going to get bigger. That's just the fact of doing it. No, I mean, no, he's not a LeBron. He's not these guys that come in ripped every day. That's just not his attitude. I mean, I can agree with that. So I mean, some of it's rightful criticism on him getting bigger throughout the season. But
let me ask you,
what was that?
Let me ask you just to follow up.
Yeah.
Right. No, I said let me ask you just to follow up. Does Jokic look like that type of player too? Like that, just putting crazy work in the gym?
No, both of them are very similar in that. Yeah, both of them are very similar in it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's why it's so amazing to me that these guys, it almost makes me mad because here I am, especially during my basketball career, I'm blood, sweat, and tears, and you got Jokic who looks about 300 pounds, and he's moving in slow motion the whole game, and no one can stop him. And the same thing with Luka. If you really look at Luka, he's doing the same moves over and over. Actually, Spencer was kind of breaking it down. He was saying like he doesn't really step back as much to the right. He steps back to the left. And then, he does that move where he drives hard to the left, goes back between the legs, blows by you. And it's just like, he's not exactly fast, but he's blowing by people. And you look at him, he doesn't look in tip top shape, but he's blowing by people. And it's really confusing. So that's why, when the whole tweet thing, I think that people obviously took it out of, it was really just Luka diehard fans because my followers, I don't like calling people fans like that, but the people who are following me, they understood it. And I think that, and I'm in Dallas when I'm talking about this. So I'm next to this guy named Tim Martin. You may or may not seen him, but he's from Dallas. He trains guys. He's Wemby's trainer, Wembyama. And so he's sitting there agreeing with the same thing, the same way. Like, Luka doesn't, he's not that type of player like that. Just, work in the gym. And these are guys that are in the NBA circle, and are saying this stuff. So anyways,
so here's my question to you. But here's my question to you though. So I get all that. I mean, you also are well connected, obviously. You know how social media goes. You've been viral before. You can't tell me that when you put that tweet out with that, without adding some context like, that's what's crazy that he's this amazing considering that he doesn't do all the things that, like what you just said there, right? Your blood, sweat, and tears. These guys are, I mean, Kobe used to talk about, working, he did shots in the morning, he played all the time trying to improve. And Luka's out here. And I think that's what pisses people off is that Luka does look like someone who doesn't care like a lot of these athletes do. And then he, like you said, but he still blows by. He's still dropping a 73-point game. He's doing all these amazing things that you don't see out of someone like him and Joker where you're like, these dudes don't even look in shape and they're kicking our asses every day. So right. When you made that tweet, you could have easily said, that's what makes it amazing that he literally trains like this and he's this good. You can't tell me you didn't know doing that tweet, knowing the Luka fan base that wasn't going to cause some controversy.
Well, that's actually a great point. But I didn't think that I was tweeting the Luka fan base. I just thought I was tweeting my followers.
Have you met the Luka fan base?
No. So like, well, here's the thing. So like, well, first I'm from LA, but two, like I actually had like, remember I told you I did a documentary on Luka. So like all the Slovenian fans and I think was he playing for Real Madrid? Who was he playing for? I can't remember.
Real Madrid.
He's playing for Real Madrid. So I had great experiences with Luka fans, as a matter of fact. So when it comes to like the league Luka fans, now anytime you're like any type of critical of a person, people lose their minds, right? Like it's funny. I had a very similar experience with the Phoenix Suns fan base, like almost the same thing, probably worse.
You got to watch out for those guys.
Oh no, it's worse. It was worse. So like, I basically was tweeting out. Literally, I'm sitting. I don't want to name who I was sitting next to on this one, but they were just like, "Yeah, man, this quote unquote some of the guys in the league don't really fuck with Book. That's the quote unquote. That's what they were saying, because because he gives off like an arrogance, and Book
Mhm.
even admits to like kind of giving off that air or whatever, right? I've watched interviews. Man, people were coming after me like crazy, like who cares what you think? And I'm just quoting, what they were saying, and it wasn't like I think a lot of people think that I was just trying to make clickbait, but my thing
Mhm.
is I used to dream of being able to talk to Jamal Crawford and all this stuff, and like these are some of my idols, like Kobe and all these other players, right? And so people kind of look to me as kind of not like an insider, but somebody who kind of gives those experiences, especially through my documentaries or whatever, right? So like, I want to basically be a connector and just show like some of these guys really aren't too far from you. You can tweet at these guys and they'll respond. So I give like all these experience and all these stories that I tell from Zion to all these other guys, and I tweet about it, and a lot of people appreciate that. But obviously, when you get stuff like this, people lose their minds. So I get why a
Yeah.
diehard fan would feel the way that they would feel about the tweet, just reading it. But at the same time, like I was just giving out a quote, and we were both me and Spencer were just kind of marveling over how good, like somebody that can do this, like he's just moving in slow motion and he's great. But you got to think about this too. I only get so many characters, and I'm tweeting off an impulse because I'm excited about this,
Mhm.
right? So like, I'm not trying to. Oh, I gotta make sure that I type this out perfectly. Like, nah, this was in the moment. This literally happened as I'm playing. I'm playing Spencer Dinwiddie 1-on-1. We get up and we just have all these conversations. And like I said, everybody's coming after Spencer, but you'd be really surprised who else said that. The same thing. But now that you guys kind of put your perspective out talking about the ESPN, and I wasn't going off of that, but I understand now that you guys put that perspective about how he doesn't look like he's taken seriously. And I've heard Brian Windhorst talking crazy about him, so I get it.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what it is, because a lot of us, I'll say me personally, and I think I can speak for a decent chunk of Mavs fans. A lot of us feel jaded about our team just because of how they're covered, and a lot of it is all this, like, how would I say, resistance against Luca, and it's from like either East Coast bias media, whatever the case may be, and so I personally didn't even take what you said. Me personally, I didn't take what you said as like a negative dig at Luca, because even I was trying to confirm, like, all right, where's this coming from? Like, what is this? Like, but like when you read it, it's in quotes. You got dots, right? So it's probably obviously more to that conversation, but
Are you saying
um,
he's not allowed to quote
I,
people? Is that what you're saying? He shouldn't quote people because he
no,
gets in
no, I'm not
trouble?
saying that.
No, I'm being
But
joking. Like, I think it is in quotes. It's not even his statement, and that's what's funny is
right, it's
he's
not
getting
his
beat up
statement
for it.
too. Yeah, he was getting killed for it, and then some fans are killing Dinwiddie for it. But here's my point. Here's I'm glad I got back here. Remember when Dinwiddie was like, when he was choosing between LA and Dallas last year, he was like, well, Dallas is like your dad, and the Mavs are like your mom, and all of us were like confused. But you also have to think of it from how Dinwiddie thinks of things. Like he says things that you might not understand at first, and then when you kind of sit back, well, did it make sense? I don't know. Like, so obviously I could see that being a Dinwiddie thing that he would say. So now that I know it was him, like, I'm not even like mad at it. Like, the man's played with him. He's played great alongside Luka. He's made hella clutch shots. Him and Dinwiddie destroyed the Phoenix Suns in Game 7 together. So if when you share the court with someone and blood, sweat, and tears in a Western Conference playoff run, like, uh, you really can't take it negative from that perspective. Like, when you look at it from that angle. Um, but yeah,
Well,
so
and
hey
Spencer,
man,
remember, Spencer took flack for this too. The reason when people found it was Spencer for some of the photos, and I guess a lot like I saw plenty of posts, people saying, "Oh, you deleted photos, so we couldn't realize it was Spencer," and so like clearly you're saying it on here, so he doesn't
When you
care.
post something, it lives
Yeah,
forever. Like,
yeah.
when you post something on Instagram, Twitter, it lives forever. Nobody knows that more than me. Like, trust
Yeah.
me, I went viral so many times on NBA Twitter that, like, it's not anything I'm actually even proud of. I'm just on Twitter just talking. To be honest with you, and then Spencer, not even to be in his defense. He's actually one of the dopest dudes. Like, if you get a chance to just sit down and talk with these dudes, and you got to understand, like, if these guys are human beings, they check Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of engaged. Like, you'd be surprised who actually probably watching your show. You just have no idea. But
Wait, I was told
sometimes these
Jason
guys,
Kidd doesn't look at Twitter the other day. Oh,
trust me,
sorry. I won't say that.
man,
I won't go into that with you. Okay, never
these
mind.
guys have burners. I know these guys, man. I've seen them on their burners right next to me. So, it's not even trying to be like this insider. It's just the truth. Like, people try to defend themselves.
Yeah.
They hate being talked about how they do, and it has, obviously it comes with like some thick skin. But everybody thinks that they're immune because they're making money. That's not true. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
got pride just like everybody else, and when it comes to like a guy like Spencer, like, I deal with a lot of buttholes. Trust me, man. I've seen a lot of a-holes in the NBA industry, from media on down to the players, to the coaches, guys that won't even look you in the eye when they're talking. Spencer can be, actually, Luka too. Like, Luka's like far from that. Like, these dudes, Kyrie, he'll just sit there and just actually just talk to you for hours. Kyrie more than anybody I've ever met, but these guys, like, they're human beings at the end of the day. So they're gonna say something that probably wasn't meant how everybody's gonna take it. And Twitter, everybody's impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just gonna jump right to Twitter, start, get, the thumb muscles going and keyboard curves, and start cursing everybody out. And it's just like, no,
Yep.
like, sometimes you gotta just kind of, it was one of you guys just said it. You kind of just looked at the tweet and you kind of saw both sides. Not a lot of people actually do that. They just get on and start going crazy on Twitter. It's just like, man, like, look, like, the guy probably, what would I have gained, by lying about that? Because everybody was saying I was
Well,
lying
yeah,
about
what
that.
exactly what we said earlier. It's clickbait. Like, people are assuming, like, I mean, you look at the image, I've got it on our screen. It's 257, almost 258,000 views, right? Well, to most people
You
now,
don't get paid from
especially
that.
because X and the way it works with algorithms, right? And the money payouts now, it's like, oh, you're trying to get a tweet out so that you can get paid because you're going to get a lot of clickbait off this. You aren't blue check marked. So your comment about not having a
No.
lot of room, it's valid. You really don't. Like, you're probably maxing it out with what you put on there. So you're going to get to the meat and bones of what you're trying to get out. And you're just, like you said, you're just saying it because you're just putting out something somebody said. And you take it
My
one
other
way.
account, I
But
get paid.
yeah.
So I know what it's like to get paid. The pay sucks on Twitter. So, like, me trying to farm engagement on Twitter is like a joke. I wish I could show you guys the checks that Twitter pays out. It's a joke. Early on they paid out, but now it's just like, so me trying to clickbait or farm for, what's the point of that? For me, it doesn't matter because I make my money on different ways. Like, so I get it. I get why people would think that, because a lot of people do it. But it's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
I've been around
Especially
for so long. I
basketball.
don't need to. I'm not running a blog. I'm not Woj. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like a dude just tweeting from his phone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hey man. That's appreciate the insight with with the tweet and everything. And I know some fans were like, because some fans were upset with certain moves at the. Well, I don't even think a lot of fans were. It's just specific, desires that some fans had. Either they wanted Dinwiddie here, or they didn't. I was one of the ones that did. And so again, like, you gotta understand players' personalities. When Dinwiddie was here, or wherever he goes, he always gives you a great answer to any reporter. When he was here, they're very insightful, and he gives you kind of some background into it. It probably even peels the how would I say, pulls back the curtain even more than a normal player would. So, with Dinwiddie, I don't think he fears sharing his opinion. So,
He doesn't.
like
That's why
yeah,
he did it with the cam. Well, what's funny is the camera was on when he said all this, so it wasn't like it was like trying to be in private. We were like
right,
literally just, when, if you actually, or when I put the video out, everybody will understand. But by that time, the time will pass by. Nobody will even care,
yeah,
and because everybody's gonna say what they want still. Like, they're gonna try to make it seem like I'm trying to backtrack. What's the point of backtracking now over a tweet? It doesn't gain
yeah,
anybody advantage. But to what you were saying, yeah, he's an open book. Like, he doesn't really
mm-hmm,
like mince his words. There's nobody behind the scenes telling him, hey, look, don't say that when you talk to don't answer this question when you talk to this reporter. Like, he just be
yeah,
talking. So it's pretty cool. But I mean, like I said, you guys, as your thing that you're doing here grows, you're gonna find out, if you haven't already, that everybody's not going to agree with what you're saying, and they're going to
Oh,
hate no matter
yeah.
what.
Oh, we already know that.
I've literally,
We know
I'm
that
not
quite
even
well.
joking about this when I say this. This is actually pretty funny to me. But I've literally did a make a wish. I granted a wish from the Make a Wish Foundation, and I still got hate from that. Like all I did was people,
Isn't it
he thinks he's
amazing?
too. I promise you, I promise you. So it's just like, man, once that happened, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like people gonna think it's
Yeah. Yep, man, and because we run a show, man, like if I share an opinion that's not Mavericks related, like say I criticize my football team, like Dak Prescott, right? Because it's
Let's not get on that subject.
I'm utilizing. I'm not going there, but like people are killing me, like, man, just take the Mavericks content. I'm like, damn, I can't talk about my team. Like, all right, man, whatever. So it just people try to put you in
weird.
box,
Social media is weird, man.
Yeah.
It's just a place for people to be pissed off all the time. Don't matter what you put out. Like you said, you did a Make-A-Wish and you got hate. Like, how am I getting hate for doing a Make-A-Wish? Like, what? But man, nothing shocks me anymore.
It literally happened, and I'm still like, sometimes like when it happened, I was kind of confused. I wasn't even mad. I'm like, how could you? But people find a way on Twitter. They'll find a way on Instagram, just to hate on anything, and sometimes it's just a reflection of everybody's insecurities. And I kind of learned that, and I started judging people for it. Even with this whole situation on with the Dallas Twitter stuff, I could have just been flashing on everybody, but at the end of the day, it was just like, man, like whatever. I get people just read it super fast, and kind of connected it to Brian Windhorst and connected all this stuff and all the hate that they've been getting over the years. But it's funny though. So like, I was living in the Bay Area for 10 years. And so, I was working with a couple of the players, and I was meeting some of the coaches. And so, I'm going to all the games. I kind of became, I hate to tell you guys, I became like a Warriors fan. So like, it's more of just Steph, man. Steph's pretty amazing. But he gets the same type of hate, the same things that you guys were talking about, like feeling slighted with Luka. Steph gets that same thing. LeBron gets that same thing. Luka gets the same thing. Like all these guys do. And when you're a part of that fan base, it makes it even more sensitive because, you're probably seeing a lot more Dallas stuff than because you're living in Dallas, because you're covering Dallas, So like, but if you were in all these other cities, it'd be the same thing unless you're dealing with all these weak teams in the league. But it's cool. Seriously though, but it's cool though. Dallas is kind of back on the up, and they were in the Western Conference Finals 1 year, championship last year, and it's kind of cool to see the passion behind it because I've seen and I've lived in cities where that passion is not there because they suck and they don't have a player to get behind. And you guys have that player, so it's like players actually. I mean, Kyrie is there, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, I didn't think that move was gonna work, but I mean, they went to the championship, and that's to me, I think that they did a lot with what they had for sure.
Yeah, I think for us, me personally, I think the defense and like people getting frustrated with Luka. Now, not all of them. There's a lot of Luka only fans, just like there's Ant only fans and LeBron. I mean, you get those, and there's tons of those Stan accounts nowadays. But for me, it was watching Dirk get treated poorly all the time in the media because we lost in 2006 and because we have that crash and burn against the Warriors in 07. And so everybody just trashed Dirk like he wasn't as good as he was. So now we finally win the one, but then we go all this time. Now Luka comes around and like you see it again and it's like, oh, they're never going to be good enough. And it's almost like for a lot of us older Mavs fans, it's like an emotional reaction of I've been here before. And I hope to God my ownership, thank God Cuban's gone now, doesn't do to Luka what they did to Dirk because Dirk did not deserve the treatment he got. And the only reason Dirk finally got anything was because we finally win one on a year we weren't expected to win. So like that's where I think a lot of Mavs fans get kind of sensitive. And I know for me, it's kind of the same thing. So I know why we get that way, but that's part of being fans. Mm-hmm. So, but for me, you didn't shy away from it. You immediately, like you said, you didn't go flash at anybody. You went up there and you stood your ground. You didn't back down. And then you commented us. You reposted. You showed up for our show. We're not even we're not a big show. We get decent turnout, but we're not some big fancy show. You still came on at 6, 7 in the morning your time in Greece now. And for me, that shows a lot about character. That shows like, hey, look, I'm not like you didn't run from this. Like you're like, cool, I'll hop on. And you did.
I mean, for a few different reasons. Because
a lot of respect
I used to, but I appreciate that. It's for a few different reasons. Because I remember, when I was trying to, get things going for myself, and you never know what it takes, like to really for things to get to pop off. Like I was telling you, over the last year, there were some things that kind of went big for me, and I kind of figured out. It's fun. We were talking about clickbait, and I kind of figured out a formula to go viral. Like I just figured it out on accident, actually. Think about this. All you got to do is get people to talk, right? So this is a true story, and it's kind of gonna undo some of the things that I was talking about. But I'm a film guy, so like Coach Sweeney taught me how to run. You guys know Coach Sean Sweeney, right?
Yes,
sir.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, he taught me how to watch film. Like he's like my mentor. So when he showed me how to watch film, so I teach that to all my players. So I'm sitting there with one of my guys, and I'm showing them Harden and Luka, and I was showing them how like a lot of their moves are the same, but when I flipped all the footage, and it almost looked identical, right? And so it was a light bulb that went off in my head because I was getting some sponsors. What was the sponsor? It's Underdog. So I was trying to work on just getting my numbers up, and I actually kind of went the clickbait route. That's what was hilarious, because I normally don't. But I'm like, bro, like if I get these numbers up, then the Underdog has to give me some more money because I'm getting like 9 million, 10 million, 100 million impressions on my Twitter. So I'm thinking I got to pay the bill. So I started this whole thing. You're gonna remember it, but I started this whole thing like Harden and Luka play alike, and so I posted the film. I mean, this is like tens of millions on the actual video on Twitter, and so I started seeing them doing the same thing on ESPN because a lot of those guys are following me. They're doing Harden and Luka and Harden, so. And I'm sitting back and just kind of laughing because I knew this was gonna work. So one thing that I learned is that people are always gonna want to argue, and mainly on Twitter and Instagram. And then on top of that, one thing that never runs out is laughter. Like everybody likes to laugh. And so, once I've kind of figured that formula out, it made it easy to kind of get things going for myself and make viral tweets and just like not even just make viral, just get viral content. So as you guys are going and you're trying to build your podcast or whatever else that you're trying to build, you just have to get those moments that kind of like take things to the next level that make people interact. And you're seeing it with Skip Bayless for years. He knows what he's doing by going after LeBron. Come on, what are we talking about? Cheryl Swoops knows if she goes after Caitlin Clark, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to talk about it. People know what they're doing when they talk about the same thing over and over. I'm like, man, like I'm watching Dallas do cool things. I'm watching not Golden State. Some other teams do really good things, but all we talk about is the Lakers on ESPN. That's all we can talk about. They're losing. They're sorry. We were at lunch the other day, and we look up and Perkins is talking about the Laker and Golden State Warriors odds this year. And it's like 40-1 and 30-1. And I'm like, why are we talking about? Both of us are like, why is this on TV? These odds are terrible. Why are we? They were in the play-in. Like, what are we talking about? And this is like, like I said, born and raised in LA, but I would love to see them be better, but they're not. Like, let's just be honest about it. They're not. And so, like, why do we keep talking about? Because they're in Hollywood. Where's ESPN? Blah, blah, blah. So, like, once you start figuring out those different type of formulas, and I guess the most important part is kind of what you're doing right now, right? Collabing. You're going to see things go to a different level. I'm telling you, you have no idea who's watching this show, bro. Like, I remember a long time ago, Kevin Durant just randomly commented on stuff, and then I started talking to him. He's like, yeah, bro, I be watching all your stuff. And it's like, what? Like, my stuff. Like, you're Kevin Durant. Why are you watching like a YouTuber? He was just like, bro, me and Kyrie used to sit in the room and just watch all these videos, and we would be hopping in people's Warriors Twitter. That was when he was playing with the Warriors. Hopping in Warriors Twitters and just hopping in like Twitter Spaces. Like, they really do that. They just sit in. So you never know, and that's why I'm like, man, that's actually how I got connected with Spencer. Like, he's from LA, but we had never met. I'm like, hey, look, bro, like I'm trying to collab and do like some one-on-one, build the one-on-one scene. He was like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, he didn't ask for any money. He didn't ask for nothing. He just like pulled up and played me. And now we just been talking ever since. So, you just never know. And, I'm wishing you guys the best of luck with what you're doing.
Hey man, I appreciate that. And as far as like viral moments, I don't know if you ever seen this video of like this one guy, heavy set guy. He's doing like the Luka move, inside out, outside in, doing a step back.
Yeah,
that was me.
Oh, that was you. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I was one that went viral with the heavier set guy, and I just thought it was like, you know that move that Luka does where he leverages going to the right, pulls it back. Hilarious. You know that move. You know that move that he does, the hit the step back. So I was practicing it, and like when you do that move full speed, it's like a leg burner. Like, it's actually a workout. So, now that you say it, like when he is planning, when he does do those moves, those are workouts. Like, it's not easy to do. And so I'm over there doing it, and it looks identical in my way to Luka. And people, it started gaining steam. It has almost like, 4 million impressions and a lot of likes, right? But I thought it was going to be a positive thing. Oh my God. They were like, man, I can't wait till Luka has a bad game. We're going to post this. I'm like, oh
yeah, man.
Yeah. Like, I was going to say, that's a prime example. He posted that. People were using it to attack Luka. And in the video, TGK makes the shot. Like, it's like, why is this criticizing? What?
That's hilarious.
It don't make any sense.
Well, I'll tell you this though, man. Like, and just to kind of circle back and wrap things up, but like, you gotta think about this, man. Like, I said what I said in my tweet, and everybody thought it was just like, no way this is possible. Luka has to be working out. He's doing, bro. Look, Iverson. I had a talk with Iverson. He told me he didn't really work out like that. He just played. I talked to Jamal Crawford. He's got these magic handles, right? What did you do? Oh, I didn't really train. I was just dribbling the ball around the neighborhood. Like what? Like, because you think that the formula is all this other stuff, and but it's true. Like, these guys, like, they're just playing. They're gamers, and it's amazing. Like, Jokic, he's just a gamer, and Luka, how long has he been playing pro? Like, really think about that. So he, he's been dominating like grown men for forever, and it's just like, for him to just get out and put up extra shots, I get it. But like, he's learning through experience, and I think sometimes experience is the best teacher. But so, anyways, just kind of circling back, to that whole thing, and it's not too far fetched that these guys are replacing extra shots with actually just playing, right? And maybe I could have formed a tweet a little bit different. You could, in hindsight, everything's 2020, right? You could have maybe did something different on the video to not get people to hate. No, you can't even think about that, because people are gonna hate no matter what, bro. Like, so it doesn't matter.
It's a fact. So.
Hey man, well, appreciate you so much having you here, man. If y'all don't know who he is, y'all can follow him on Twitter at IntheLab brand, or on his main account, Devin IntheLab, or Devin the Lab. Then also on Twitter, look up IntheLab. Anywhere else we can find you at, bro?
Nah, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I don't really care to be seen anymore. I'm not trying to talk about like, comment, and subscribe for the rest of my life. So, so anyways, you guys got my support, man. I'll follow up on what you guys doing.
Right. Hey, man, appreciate it once again, man. Thank you, man.
All right, yeah.
All right, have a good one.
How to go? Man, that was awesome. Hopefully for the angry Mavs fans, they got some closure there. Got some closure, and it makes nice little segue there. Nice little.
Yeah, you can keep talking. It moves. You're good. The audio's still there. Don't worry. I got it working now. It's moving properly again.
Damn, I forgot. I was gonna be like, hey, chat, y'all want to ask some questions, but I totally forgot.
I think he answered it pretty good. I don't think there was anything. I mean, you can tell he's not doing anything out of hate. I mean, and we know it's Dinwiddie, and like if Dinwiddie hated Luka, you think he would have come back this year? Like,
absolutely not.
He should have come back last year. He didn't. Then he comes back this year. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Spencer has zero problems being here. So, but yeah, like I said, I got that's a lot of respect to him. He's clearly got connections. He's been where we are though, as you heard, and he didn't shy away from the hatred. He didn't shy away from the attention. And then as soon as you requested, he posted to his own thing. He came on with us, and it's like I said, jet lag, but it's still 7 a.m. in Greece where he's at right now. Right. Hey, mad respect. Like you just that's someone who gets what we're trying to do, and at the same time respects that we're trying to build something here. So I got nothing but good things to say after hearing that, and he had very good explanations for it. And it's not even his comment; he just quoted Spencer. Like that's all he did. He quoted Spencer.
Yeah. Did you think we were? Do you think we leaned? We favored him too much, or were we down the middle? How you feel?
No, I mean there wasn't much to really target him. I mean, I told you I was going to ask him when I asked him, and like he said, and he doesn't have a blue check mark, so he said something. He puts a quote out, and then as soon as it went nuts, he put a reply and said, "Hey, I'm not hating on anybody. Like this is what it is what it is. It's not a bad thing, but nobody cares about the reply." Now everybody's just, screw this guy. He hates Luka. Which player said it? Off the team. Off with their head. Like, it's like, to the guillotine. Like, oh, guys. It was not that serious. It was just a tweet. It's just a quote. They were just having fun. Guys shooting the shit, having fun. So.
That was dope, man.
Now we just have to go back so that this looks like a lot better stream, right? Now we just have to go back and edit the first part of the cluster hell. We'll use that word. I don't want to drop the F at the moment. So we're just going to cut all that out so this looks like a much better stream, right?
Yeah.
Cut this part out too. Let's not talk about what happened.
I will. I was struggling over here. I was like, damn, what did we do on Streamlabs? But I think what you have to do is create a new link every time. Because that's what I did when I was.
No, we've never had that problem. But we've never had that problem. But when he came in, his timer was already saying like 57 minutes, and he'd been on for 30 seconds. So there was some kind of glitch. I'm still have a glitch on this end too. But like I said, let's talk to the crowd for a minute. I mean, Div, we appreciate that. Great show, this is your best in my opinion. So technical difficulties, but we're getting there. We're getting the stuff to work. So appreciate that. So Nancy saying it was cool having that guy on. So,
oh yeah, thank you, Nancy. And just for those that don't know, in the lab, basically on Twitter he has about on his main account he has 164,000 followers. On his IntheLab brand account he has 14.8 thousand followers. On his YouTube he has 674,000 subscribers. So yeah, is the fact that he was willing to come onto this show, and I had tweeted at him. I was like, hey, I'm a Mavericks content creator. I don't have any ill will towards your tweet. If you'd be interested in coming on and just kind of clearing some context for Mavs fans, by all means, the invite's open. And what did he do? He immediately responded, and he was like, yeah, I'm jet lagged, so it might be doable, and this and that when we talked about the time. So the fact that he showed up, man, it gives me good vibes that we're going to be able to do this a lot this upcoming season, Sticks. I think we're going to be reaching out to more and more people to give more insight on the game and on basketball and on the Dallas Mavericks. And so we're going to do the best that we can to bring the best content to y'all, man. And I appreciate everybody being up here live with us.
Yeah, and on that note, if anybody wants to come talk about what just happened, remember this is Midnight Mavness. I'll throw a link out since we need to kind of test this a little more anyway. So I'll throw a link out if y'all want to join in. Feel free to hop in here, and I'm going to post it under yours because I'm logged in under yours. So,
all right. So
there's the link. That's the Video Ninja link that we use now instead of StreamYard. So if y'all want to join in.
So on the what topic should we start with? 34% got the IntheLab's tweet about Lucas. So everybody at least wanted to hear that. The next highest one that was voted was Kendrick Perkins' Mavs take. Are we? Can we cue that up, Stick, so we can start talking about that?
No, we can't cue that at the moment. But if you want to start talking about it, I'll get in a second. I lost a few windows in the cluster of trying to fix him. So give me a second. Good
thing it's in your DMs.
I got it. I'll have it up pretty fast though. Yeah, I'll have it up pretty fast. So.
I think it was a couple of days ago. Mr. Kendrick Perkins was on ESPN, and they asked the question, which team is most likely to collapse this upcoming season? Now, to me, it's like when you ask that question, which team is most likely to collapse, I'm like, what do they mean in one context, right? Is it like, what's a collapse? What would a collapse be for the Dallas Mavericks, right? Is it like not making the playoffs? Is it not making the NBA Finals? Not making the Western Conference Finals? Like, what would be considered a collapse? And there was no context behind what a collapse means. So the fact that Kendrick Perkins was like, well, the way I see it is it's going to be the Dallas Mavericks because of this and this and this and that. I just thought it was one of another bad take on ESPN. Somebody had to pick the Mavericks, and it felt like Kendrick Perkins just was unashamed to do so. And yeah, and we're about to show it here in a second, but
yeah, you ready for it?
I think when it's
you just want me to play that. You just want to hear the audio of it, correct? You just have him play the video. Right. All right.
Whichever.
Yeah. This is my first attempt at making sure this new setup works going to you guys. So here we go.
How about Dallas?
I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna go with Dallas. Here's why, right? Like, is Klay Thompson really gonna turn back the hands of time, right? Is he gonna be that guy that's gonna consistently knock down shots? And then Luka, we saw last season, when he got to the NBA Finals, some could argue that Luka somewhat ran out of gas. He's gonna put up the numbers because he's gonna have the ball in his hands. When it comes down to scoring, he's going to get his volume of shots. When it comes down to the assists, he's going to make plays because now he got those lob threats. And when it's rebound, he's one of the, if not one of the best rebounding guards/wings in the game. But I'm looking at the Mavs, and no one is really fearing them right now. I mean, got people getting better. I expect Minnesota to come out be better, and I expect the Lakers and so forth to be better. So I would have to look at the Dallas Mavericks. It's a reason that they wasn't top 5 on that list for as title contenders for as favorites.
How about Dallas?
Oh my God!
All right.
Six, you want to share your thoughts on that crap?
I need first help. I want to make sure we didn't get any plates they couldn't hear. So I think I got this working. I think I'm getting this down a little better. So just please, somebody in chat, please confirm that actually played fully through when y'all get to this point of the audio with the delay. But yeah, I mean, like you said, someone had to pick it. Yeah, I was pretty sure it worked. So we're good then. So, with Perkins, like you said, someone had to do it. Perkins didn't have any problem being the guy. The tired excuses, like hearing him say, Luka ran out of gas. Luka had a bad ankle. He had bad knees. He had all kinds of problems last year. He carried the team through all those injuries with all these guys missing. Shocker. After what? He played like 100 games between all of his stuff last year. And he's tired. Well, he wasn't tired. He carried a team with injuries. Most people, and I said this over and over throughout the season, most people would be in their beds on drugs crying with the injuries that man had. And he's out there playing, bleeding in both knees for damn near 2 months straight, getting Lou Dort literally chopping at his knees. I mean, he's getting hacked left and right. They're literally going straight at his knees. And shocker, he was a little worn out and struggling. He had nothing in him. You could see he couldn't lift off those legs. It's just quite frankly, it's a bullshit excuse for a bunch of ESPN hacks that just want to trash Luka because they want to justify why they didn't give him MVP and why we lost. Even though every team we were supposed to lose to that they're now putting ahead of us, what did we beat them in? Yeah, we whooped their ass. There's no excuse for it. There's no justification for these claims other than you don't like the Mavericks because they don't bring in the audience and they're not an East and West Coast team. It's that simple. Yep. So ESPN gonna be ESPN.
But what do they mean at which team is most at risk to collapse this upcoming season? Like what do they mean? Like what kind of collapse? What is a collapse for the Dallas Mavericks? What would you think is a collapse for us?
By the way, I just want to real quick before we go any further, IntheLab did comment, so I can't get the highlights to work at the moment, but he did say, thanks again for the opportunity, guys. I followed you on YouTube. Great chemistry with both of you. Just keep it going. You got a new fan. So if you're still watching, once again, do appreciate it again, man. So
Appreciate that,
man. Did you play audio?
Yeah.
Oh, that came through horrible. Don't hit your audio board tonight. Whatever I did to fix your audio earlier, it did not make the audio board sound good at all.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's real crackly. So I might have to try to fix your settings. Now that we're not talking to him, I could try to mess with your settings back where they were. I had you cranked way up in volume. That's why. So anyway, if he sounds muffled again, will y'all let us know? Because you weren't muffled on my end. So anyway, but so
hey, so I sent them the video of me doing the Luka move.
Yeah.
And he was that left my house. That was literally perfect. the way the move was done.
Yeah. So anyway, so you were saying about Perkins again?
Yeah. So the whole idea of, what is a collapse for the Dallas Mavericks? It's just, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna get all the way upset about this or get in my feelings, but it's just, if they're already doing this now during the slow part of the season where the season hasn't even started, they're already doing this and naming the Mavericks as the most to collapse. And then he brings up, well, they're not even top 5. Well, exactly. If they're not top 5, what are they going to collapse from, idiot? Like if your ESPN rankings ranked them top 5, right? If they had the Mavericks at top 2, and then you said, yeah, I think they're the most to collapse from top 2, then all right, I get it. But they weren't even top 5 from your company. So why the hell would you think that they're going to have the biggest collapse? What are we talking about? Like, it's just, it pisses me off. But I don't want to get upset over a Kendrick Perkins.
You get upset. You get angry.
Yeah, I'll get angry later. I see we got a company in the back.
Do we? I thought I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we want to bring him in. Man, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, go and bring him in, man.
I don't know about this one. All right, let's bring him in. Let's see if this works. Let's see if we have any more failures tonight. Stop it. Get some help. All right, BJ, you there?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong
we
with
got
sound
you.
effects.
We got you.
Sound effects are good. What's up, Big J?
We're about to find out. We're about to find out if everybody else can hear you. I've got you on here. You should be coming through, but hold on. I need to check one more thing. You may not be actually. Okay, you should be coming through now to everybody. So we'll find out. If y'all can give us an update on whether or not he's coming through. Once again, the technical difficulties.
Yeah, you're
nope, nobody can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. All right, Dev says not yet. I can't hear him not yet. Oh, maybe
well, when I first said it, I didn't have the mute. I didn't have it cleared, so he may not have. But I'm not getting audio feedback on anybody talking, so like I can't see. I should be able to see control their volumes. It has no audio coming in. That's what was happening with him. So, but yeah. Well, that's the problem. We're not getting enough chat responses, so I got to wait till Div's the only one that's replying right now. We got to wait to see if he or if.
Well, it's because you're talking. You're not letting me talk.
You have your phone on? Can you tell? Mario?
I'm waiting for you to stop talking so I can hear when Big J talk.
All right, Big J talk a lot.
Yeah, no, we can't hear him yet.
Kiss my ass.
We cannot hear him yet.
Dude, what is going on? Oh, you know what? He's having the same glitch now.
Oh no. Not a glitch.
No, he's showing up that he's already been in here he's like coming in now. I gotta figure out. I gotta post on their website, on their Discord about that. I wonder if he did he does updates regularly. I wonder if he did an update, because now that he came in, he's showing online as long as Dev was on. Yeah, he's showing 54 minutes. He's already been online, and that's not how long Big J's been online. So we're having a similar issue again. So, oh well, like I said, at least we're Midnight Mavness. We're past the guest now. It's more of just having fun and shooting the shit anyway, talking about a few things. So I could at least try to fix you for a second. So,
all right. Well, while you're doing that, can you queue up the Jason Kidd ranked 18th on CBS and Food Bar as you pull it up?
You want me to pull up? You want me to pull up? This man wants me to pull up stuff while I'm also trying to fix things. You see what this man does to me? This is what he does to me. So we're going to the Jason Kidd. I guess I'm going back to screen share. Hold on. All right. What do you want to talk about Jason Kidd being 18 while I get it loaded up? What you got about it?
Kidd, yeah. So for those that don't know, CBS, the great CBS, which I don't have much issues with CBS or any issues or any beef at all, actually. Not at the level like I do with ESPN. But CBS the other day posted their top 30 NBA head coaches, and they had Mr. Jason Kidd ranked somewhere in that top 30. He was ranked number 18th. Okay. Jason Kidd ranked 18th. Now, if you were to ask me, hey, where would you rank Jason Kidd last year before the first Miami Heat game? If you were to ask me that when I was at the stadium with Chris, formerly known as Fire Jason Kidd guy, I would have been like, bro, he trashed the last on the list. But then the fact that you could say Kidd has made 2 Western Conference Finals, now an NBA Finals. The first Western Conference Finals team was not as good as the one we have now. And then the one we have now, he made the NBA Finals. Considering that, and obviously we had that one dud season, and you look at this list, and if we're being honest with ourselves, who is Mark Dahl? I don't even know how to say his name. The Thunder's head coach. Will Hardy, great head coach. Dagenham. Will Hardy, no, I'm not putting him above Will Hardy. I mean, below Will Hardy. Tom Thibodeau, I have my thoughts about that. I don't know if Jason Kidd's worse than him. Quinn Snyder, I don't know if Jason Kidd's worse than him. Taylor Jenkins, there's not enough of a resume to say he's above Jason Kidd. So there's quite a bit of coaches up there. Jamal Mosley, he's right below Kidd, which is pretty interesting that they put those two together like back to back. But if we were being honest, I mean, they got Greg Popovich at number 14. This is CBS, y'all. Greg Popovich, number 14. I think that's the uproar right there. Mike Brown at 13. Chris Finch. Come on now. Chris Finch just lost to Jason Kidd. The Thunder just lost to Jason Kidd. The Clippers, they just lost to Jason Kidd. So if we're being honest, I think Jason Kidd, if we're going on a 3-year resume, I think he's top 10. I do think Jason Kidd is a top 10 head coach. And for CBS to put him at 18, I think that is ridiculous. Now, at least I am giving you, the audience, Sticks, Big J, my opinion. I'm not labeling this as a question to y'all, but now I will label it as a question to y'all. Sticks, what you think about Jason Kidd being ranked number 18th out of all 30 NBA coaches?
Yeah.
At least I didn't pose it as a question. Hey, what do y'all think? And then never get
well, you see, you know how I feel about Jason Kidd. So
I know, and that's why
I don't know if 18 is accurate, because I think there's a lot of bad coaches in the league right now.
Is it too high or too low?
Man, I don't know. Like, I don't know because I want to see what he does this year. Like, I don't really know where I would rank him right now. Because what I saw out of him last year, I think he's the reason, besides Luka being injured, I think some of his mistakes and the stupid crap he did, I think are part of the reason we didn't get any further than we did. So I don't want to look at a coach and say, oh, the coach is really good because, well, he had Kyrie Irving, Luka, Lively, and all these players, Gafford and PJ and DJJ, that were basically playing lights out and winning games. Like, what I saw was bad timeout calls. I saw horrible game plan changes. You watch an entire period with the Clippers where, I mean, like last 7 minutes when Maxi's just getting torched in the lane with floaters and he doesn't sub him out for Lively. Like, to me, that says a coach that doesn't make changes when it's clearly obvious that something ain't working. So I don't really give a crap where his ranking is on CBS because I saw him make tons of mistakes that seem like just basic coaching. Like, hey, my center's out there getting 2 points after 2 points after 2 points after 2 points after 2. Hey, guys, what? You know this is a playoff game, right? No. Hey, Jason Kidd, wake the fuck up. What are you doing? And Jason Kidd's like, no, well, Maxi's my player. You seen the stats? Like, what are you doing, dude? Everybody went after him.
Twitter's a hell of a coach.
That. It is a hell of a coach. And so, like, I don't really give a crap what the ranking is because he hasn't proven anything. If we roll out the first of the season with these new guys and we got 30 games of let's figure out the lineup, I'm going to be pissed. And I'll drop his ass to 30 at that point.
Oh, man.
I'm back on the Fire Kid bandwagon hard if I see that.
Sticks, if we take even 4 games to figure out this lineup, I'm going to be pissed. And shout out to my buddy over there at Chat Sports, Jeffrey Cooperstein. He was like, why would you want to fire Jason Kidd and this and that? That's crazy. Because he has hindsight because of how we performed well. But at the time, that first Miami Heat game, the game before when we lost to Indiana and we lost like 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6, it was time to fire him because you had all the team. I mean, you had all the players. You literally had a piece for every single missing puzzle on this team. Dwight Powell was relegated to 3rd string, and he wasn't 3rd string. Like, Gafford was only getting 6 minutes. DJJ was only getting 6. Like, he wasn't able to identify it until the Miami Heat game. But why did he switch it up in the Miami Heat game? Because there was pressure from fans like us, regardless of whether we want to believe it or not. We were calling him out. Chris at the arena booing the hell out of this team. I was at the game when he booed this team off the floor in Toronto when we played Toronto. Sticks. I had second-hand embarrassment, but then I also was like, that boo that Chris yelled out was so vicious that I was like, I feel bad for the team. Like, but back to the Miami Heat part. Like, if it wasn't for the pressure from the fans, from us, like criticizing, not to say he wouldn't make those changes because I do think he is a brilliant mind, but if we're not pushing for us to want to win and trying to hold head coach accountable because we want him to do good, I want Kidd to do good. I would love to see the story of player left, returned, became champion, became head coach, and became champion. Like, I would love to see that storyline. I think that's a beautiful, awesome storyline. But at the same time, I'm not going to sacrifice my team if the coach ain't ready to go. And so at that time, when we were calling for his head, it was fucking valid. I don't care what Jeffrey says. It was valid at the time. And, he told us otherwise. But hindsight 2020, yeah, we made the finals. I wouldn't want to fire him now. But at that time, I sure as hell did. And I think if we're taking our sweet ass time to figure out this lineup next season, five games. If you want to eventually put Clay on the bench, game 50, going into the playoffs, whatever the case may be, fine, I get that. but it should be Luka, Kyrie, Clay, PJ, and Derek Lively. Stop fucking around. That should be the lineup. And I swear, if we're playing with that, I'm gonna be so pissed.
So I want to do two things real quick. Big J, do me a favor. I don't get your opinion, but I want to test if your audio is coming through. Can you talk again for a second?
Yes, sir. I'm right here. Can anybody hear me?
I'll check too.
Okay. Well, let's see if that comes through first before we go any further with that one. Second, you were listening before you came in on video, Big J. Was TGK's audio different sounding now for you that you're connected to this versus when you were watching the stream?
The audio was doing weird things. What do you say?
We can pick Big J up.
Okay, he's coming through. Okay, good.
Okay.
All right. So how's the audio difference? Because Joe is sending me text saying that TGK is coming in really muffled.
I didn't think he was muffled. The weird thing is, Devin, at one point he got real it's like he just seems like he boosted him or something.
Yeah, you mean for that like split second where he went, ah! And then it went right back down? Yeah, that was because I was boosting settings on video.
Yeah,
and
I
hit one setting and it blew my eardrum, and I was like, oh God, turn that setting off fast.
Yeah, no, I was like, whoa. I figured you were playing with the audio.
Yeah, no, I boosted him. It is pretty impressive. That's why I said, as much as this is technical, like his audio came in originally garbage. And I was able to like turn a bunch of settings on and up his volume and literally fixed all of his audio quality for the stream. So that's why I'm saying, like, I hate that we're having technical difficulties, but man, the things I can do in the back end on this software. Because Joe was like, TGK's coming in muffled, and a couple other people said it. And then I went through and boosted him up, and nobody complained after that either. But Joe just sent me saying it's a little different. So he's saying mine's coming in really clear, but TGK's not. But on my end, TGK sounds perfectly fine. So that's why I'm trying to get it.
I sound perfectly fine on my cell phone. So, I don't know.
Maybe it's just that old man. Is that what you're saying?
Let me see if I can make.
Maybe you just can't stand the sound of your voice.
Maybe I need to do this. I might need to up the brightness.
Okay, so what's your? Let's get Big J's take. Let's get Big J's take on the.
105.
Hey, shut up. Let's get Big J's take.
No.
I'm gonna need you to calm it down. We already got the deep voice. We don't need you to be that voice.
No, I think
deep voices.
Office voice.
All right, go Big J.
You know what? You guys gonna get tired of the office voice, man. Anyway, no, my thought was, I don't think we need to sugarcoat it because, right after the trade, a week or two after the trade, I was on the fire Jason Kidd because he was making some of the dumbest rotation decisions possible. And even throughout the playoffs, I think if Maxey didn't get hurt, we probably don't make the finals because Kidd would have kept playing Maxey because he doesn't know how not to play the guys he likes. I think that he was scared when everybody was wanting him fired. But yeah, I think the fans to some extent, but when the national media started calling him out, I think that's what scared him because it was the same night that Chris was yelling fire Jason Kidd in there and booing him. The national media called him out on his rotations that same night. And I think that did scare him into actually stop playing around and playing the best players. Not, let me get Powell out there. Let me get, because it was dumb. Kidd makes a lot of dumb decisions. And we give him way too much credit just because the team bailed him out. I do believe that because you have one of the best players in the world and you got Kyrie probably a top 20 player, at least right now, those guys cover a lot of Kidd's mistakes.
They did.
Yeah, exactly.
They did. But Big J, where does Jason Kidd, where does he rank as NBA head coach in the NBA?
Well, I think he's bipolar, so it depends on which version of Kidd we get.
It's if we get
if we get the kid that's engaged and his hands are in his pockets and he's actually talking to the refs and paying attention to the games, then he's I'd say number 7, top 7. If it's the regular kid that we see 70% of the time with his hands in his pockets and he's kind of goofing around and I'm not playing, I'm watching just like you guys, then he's probably 24.
Like this.
I just asked you a question, and I'm giving you a fucking answer.
See if I can. I'm trying to find a type of Jason Kidd hands in pockets. It's definitely not giving me Jason Kidd with the
this shit's going good, right? So write some positive shit.
Oh, Jason Kidd.
Here's your Jason Kidd one. Here's your.
Because I have to be here, so I already gave up money, so I don't want to give up any more. No questions. Just we'll go back and look at the tape, see how we can get better. They were a better team tonight, and we'll go from there. Thanks for showing up.
Oh my God, man.
Maybe we'll watch Major League and get some Kentucky Fried Chicken and put that in his locker.
I mean, he gives some funny answers, but it's still, I mean, you guys both know there was way too much Tim Hardaway Jr. this year. There was way too much Dwight Powell. There was way too much Maxi Kleber. And like I tell you, when I talked to the team before and I talked to some of the execs for the Legends and some of the Mavericks people, and I was telling them, I'm like, you guys make us hate our own players because you put them in a situation where they're going to fail, and everybody knows they're going to fail except you. And like even after the season, when I was talking about, hey, you guys need to trade Maxi, what did they come back with? And they were like, well, he's one of our best defenders in space. What other big man do we have that can defend in space? I was like, Lively. They're like, oh, yeah, you're right. And I was like, oh, but that's the thing. They buy into that narrative that they push out that Maxi is the best defender, that we have, big man defender, but that's not true anymore. Maxi can barely move sometimes. Maxi's got 8 toes at this point. He's kind of like Coach Prime. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
So Maxi is, and then they talk about him being a stretch 4, but when Maxi's scared to shoot, he's not a stretch 4. He's just he's literally a traffic cone. He's not big. People running around him on defense, and then on offense, he's just standing there because he'll pass the ball because they're like, oh shoot, they want me to shoot, and I got 1.5 arms, so he'll pass the ball back out. So he doesn't do us any good.
And that's the sad part is like we can see that like when you have someone that's scared to shoot, right? You know what that does? That's literally a player you cannot go to. You can't go to him. And when you got someone like Clay out there with a Kyrie and a Luka, you cannot have your 4th guy or 5th guy. If either one of those are shooters, they can't be scared to shoot. So say you got Clay, Luka, Kyrie, right? And then you got Kleber and say Gafford. So we know Gafford can't shoot threes, even though in practice he can. And we know Kleber can, but he's scared to shoot. You know what the defenses are going to do? They're going to load up on preventing Kyrie, Clay, and Luka to take a shot and force Kleber to shoot. And if Kleber is scared, it makes the offense even more difficult to run because he's either going to hesitate, he might catch it, he might have the shot, but then he won't take it. And then if he does and he's not confident, he clanks it. And how does that help your offense when you got someone that's not even giving you that much of a return defensively? Damn, I feel like I'm in midseason form right now, Sticks. But that's part of the biggest issue. That's part of the biggest issue with Kleber is whatever return you get, it is.
I mean, here's the thing, but even on that point,
because it ain't coming from the offense.
Back to the coaching. I can sit here and watch Maxi play. I can go back and look at highlights of Maxi playing ball. And you know where Maxi makes his shots? He makes them from the corner. Mm-hmm. Every single time he got hot, he was in the corner. Why in the hell is Jason Kidd allowing him to take shots and parking him at the top of the key or anywhere near the top of the key? He can't hit the broadside of the barn from there. But when he went in the corner in the game that he helped us come back and he hit 6 threes, where was he at? In the corner. And if I can see that, because Twitter's a hell of a coach, and I can do it, and I'm not even a superstar analyst for the NBA, and I'm not watching film all day, then why the hell isn't our coach seeing that and the assistant coach seeing that and saying, Maxi, whatever offensive rotations, Maxi needs to go to the corner. Do not get him at the top of the key. If he's there, rotate him back down. Make sure we're hitting for open threes in the corner because that's what he's hitting. That was his shot.
So is Jason Kidd top 10?
Hell no. He ain't top 10.
But you know what I was going to say, man, is what Kleber turns into is what we turned Giddey into during the playoffs. Remember when we just stopped guarding Josh Giddey? That's what the other teams do to us. Because, like you said, they can double Clay. I mean, they can not double Clay. They can double Luka. They can double Kyrie. and just put one person sticking to Clay, you don't have to worry about Gafford or Kleber shooting threes. So that shuts the offense down. The entire offense is gone. And if you can do that to a player, if you know someone will not shoot, you don't have to put any attention to them. You could double on those players, which completely blows our scheme up.
Yeah. I mean, your point earlier about it depends on which version. I mean, you were talking about it, and then we tried to let BJ go and get his opinion, trying to all that other stuff. But one of the things I was going to point out is when you're talking about the rotations, we get the trade. And everybody, like you said, hindsight's 20/20, right? If we don't get that trade, we don't make the playoffs. So we're fighting for the playoffs after the trade still. We're trying to stay in position. We're trying not to be in the play-in. We come out and we absolutely obliterate the Oklahoma City Thunder. We embarrass them. We go a couple games with that lineup, and what does Jason Kidd do? Oh, let's just change it all up. This is clearly working. There's chemistry here. Let's blow the whole thing up. And we go on, what was it, a 6 or 7 straight game losing streak? And they're like, well, we needed that time to figure out the chemistry, and we just needed to get together. And they're like, well, the Mavs are going to have a chance right here after this break because they're going to be home to practice. And then they're like, yeah, we haven't really even had time to practice because we got back from the road, so we've been resting. Oh, bro. And then when you get in the playoffs, what was it, the one game after I forget which series it was, and they're like, well, was it Boston? Was it Boston after we got spanked 3 straight games? And they're like, instead of practice this time, we just went back and watched tape for the whole day. And they came out with a whole different lineup, a whole different game plan. And Boston's like, oh, well, just because we don't want to win there. Bullshit. No one wants to lose, give up a sweep. Don't give me that garbage. And so we rip them, and we come out game 5, back to game 1, 2, and 3 game plan. We didn't do the game 4 where PJ started facilitating right off the bat and getting them out of the rotations they were expecting. Boston changed nothing. So why I don't give a crap where his ranking is? Those are things that I don't care what anybody says. It's asinine to say that he wants to be fired, Mr. Jeffrey Cooperstein. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm glad he has his opinions. It's his opinion. I have the right to mine. And I'm sorry, but Jason Kidd has done nothing to prove that he could do this when he doesn't have Luka kicking everybody's ass. You take Luka off this team and you give him any other superstar, and I guarantee you Jason Kidd would be off this team. He couldn't do it with Giannis. So he got Luka. That's all there is to it. And Luka makes everybody look good.
Oh, yeah. I see some comments talking about my audio. Cannot hear TGK. It's clear to hear you, but it isn't like normal. Y'all let me know how I sound.
Dude,
right
hey,
now.
do me a favor. Pull your mic cord and reset your audio engine real quick. Reset your stuff. You're coming through fine here, so I don't know what it is.
Well, no, because he does sound a little weird just when he just talked just now. I could. He had like a weird, like he sounded like, I don't know, it wasn't reverb, but he sounded a little muffled.
I'm going to turn everything I did off earlier to fix you. I'm turning everything off I did to fix you earlier.
Y'all.
So.
He just needed a sip. That's what it was.
Hell yeah.
Whoa, don't.
I knew that was coming. I had to give you the easy one.
Hey, yo. I forgot there was another subject I wanted to talk about before we get into the Mavericks New Jersey subject.
Okay, so before we do that, did you reset your audio engine?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Wow, Chris just said muffle this. Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo. All right, I want to see. You do sound different now to me in my ears, so I'm curious if it's coming across better to them. So, anyway.
He sounds like he's in an empty room. I am in an empty room. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me put it back where I had it. There we go. Mic check.
You sound better. You sound different there.
Compression.
Yeah, you sound different.
Turn down the compression.
Chris said it's worse now. So I turned off all the settings and now it's worse. You're still muffled. Hey, are you sure your mic button isn't muted like mine? Since I had that problem and that's what everybody said to me that day.
No, it's not. Still muffled. Yeah. That's weird.
It says you were fixing it now.
Weird.
No, he sounded better a second ago. He sounds better than he did when he first came on.
Okay, the only other thing I haven't done is turn you back down, I think. Let me see if let me get you back down to 100%.
Don't change my
Bro, I had to on the fly earlier and it fixed it when Dev was on. So it worked. Nancy said you sound drunk.
Well, what's in that cup?
What's weird is you don't sound bad to me at all on here. Like you sound fine to me in my ear.
Yeah.
You had to check what's in the cup? It's like we're back in Cancun.
It's like, hold on, did this get spiked?
That stream was fun. That was a fun stream.
Watch me throw this football.
You guys think I can hit that bottle over there from across the pool? No. Watch.
I recommend everyone to go watch that stream. That was peak.
All right.
Peak,
is his audio any better? Anybody?
Audio
Bueller.
Man, we can't be doing this during the pregame show. We gotta figure this out.
That's what I'm saying. I want to test these things out. You've never had audio issues.
It's like you are not using the mic in front of you. Okay, give me a sec.
You know what? Did somehow in voice? No, because you're on auxiliary. I saw what you were on.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check. Okay, communications microphone. That's the Logitech Brio that's picking up.
No, that's horrible. That was that was terrible.
That was
terrible.
He was in an industrial plant.
Mic check. Mic check. Nah, man, we're just gonna have to roll with this, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I said you sound the same to me in my ear on video as you always have. So that's why I'm confused why everybody's saying it's coming across different.
Give me a second. Let me do this.
So I can't tell what they're hearing.
All right, mic check. I don't know if that helped, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Should I up my volume on my end or what? Because mine only gets the green. It never gets the red. Let me see.
You should be able to get. You should be getting like at least 4 to 6 greens.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Yeah, no. I get to the green. I get to the green.
That sounds better, louder wise, anyway.
All right, I'll put it at 5, and let's see how that works. Right now I'm at 5.4. Let me know if that works. Okay, can we get to the next topic?
Sure, why not?
That I sent you. Good.
You were supposed to tap the mic with your hand, not me.
And everyone has left. Volume way down on TK side. That is better. All right. Hey, look. Back then, back when I was doing this on OBS 2 seasons ago, people would mess with me like, "Hey, we can't hear you," and then they just see me fumbling, bubbling, and they can hear me the whole time. So I might be getting trolled right now.
Nah, you're not getting trolled.
Okay.
All right. So what are we talking about now?
Turn my levels up. Turn them shits up. So I wanted to talk about AM hoops. I sent you the link. So if you could,
you want me to bring up some AM hoops?
If you're able to get that up.
Yeah, let me get that.
I'm not gonna embarrass him.
Down in Houston.
I've also followed up with AM hoops, and bro, I've been on fire. I've been doing some detective work, haven't I? Let me see.
Are you wanting me to show just your tweet, or you want me to just show his video? You want me to show his video?
Show his video. Yeah, show his video,
okay.
And then we'll get to that.
All right. I'm queuing it up. All right, we're switching over to that. All right, playing it.
There we go.
31 points, 6 assists. Everyone else a dud. Kyrie had 12, then 16 points. Kai bounced back.
Okay.
Game 3, combining for 62 at Luka, but everyone else scored 37 points. It was so inconsistent.
This video is literally randomly stopping.
Need more offense. So in theory, Klay Thompson is the perfect addition. second best shooter of all time, gets open shots with the focus on Kyrie and Luka. 4 titles, 5-time All-Star. But in reality, all of that was in the past. Klay is coming off his worst season since his second year in the league. 18 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. He's 35 years old, off an Achilles and ACL injury. What are the chances Klay rolls back the clock and is consistent throughout the playoffs? Honestly, that signing might be one of the most overrated things to happen this summer. A good idea in practice, but Dallas will be lucky if it pays off. So, 31 points.
Might be the most overrated. In the offseason. So that is AM Hoops, a big YouTuber, right? And I wish I could find the thread where him and I where we're talking, but it seems like I cannot find it because whatever I attempt to do doesn't prompt the way it needs to go. So basically, I hit him up yesterday, and I tweeted at him. I was like, "Hey, why?" Basically, just to kind of get more of a breakdown why he said what he said. Basically, saying that Klay was the most overrated this signing that we had. And damn, I don't have it yet, Sticks. I can't find it, Sticks. But anyway, I thought that was just a crazy take in general. And to say someone that got an $18 million contract as the most overrated in the NBA this offseason, I could point out a different player that got hella money that should be the most overrated. But to say Klay is, knowing that we're not expecting Klay to be, the Warriors dynasty Klay, we're expecting Klay to be a reliable spot-up shooter and, decent, above average defense. How is that overrated, right? But again, this is a YouTuber, big time YouTuber. These guys say these things to say it. And, I confronted him and he responded to me. But before I get to those tweets, which I'm still looking, Sticks, what do you think? Do you think Klay was the most overrated signing this offseason?
I had this argument with my kid.
Oh.
He kind of agrees with AM Hoops. So it is funny because we have so different opinions on basketball already. It's kind of funny. We agree on quite a bit and then we disagree. And I think which say same conversation you had with AM Hoops on his private personal account, but for the money we got him for, considering what he allowed us to do because of the trade, it allowed us to get all the other pieces for a lot cheaper, and he came in cheaper. We did better than just swap salaries for THJ. We actually allowed us to get other players because of that contract move. Mm-hmm. So for me to say it's overrated, like he would have to bomb like hardcore for that to be considered overrated. Now, my kid's point was that basically most people are saying it's the best signing of the offseason and going crazy about like, I can't believe the Mavericks got it. And he's like, well, no, Paul George is the best signing of the offseason. Like, he thinks that's the best signing, and people are making out like Klay is the best sign. So I guess it depends on perspective, and it is kind of funny because my kid really is, as much as he's a Mavs fan, he likes to watch like general NBA content. He doesn't like to be like a Homer type connoisseur of media. And so I get a different perspective from him than I get from like talking to like all of us. And I don't know, like he has kind of the same opinion. So I guess I get where they're coming from when you're not a Homer. It seems like, but I don't see how you consider it, unless he literally bombed and afterwards you think he's an overrated player. I don't see how you could say it now. There's no way. He dropped 16, 18, 20 a game. That ain't overrated. Not even remotely close. That's unreal for what we're getting him for as a third scorer.
You know who I think is the most overrated this offseason?
What's that?
Paul George.
I agree.
Thank you, Big J. Thank you, Big J. Go ahead, Big J. Let Big J talk. Go ahead, man.
So how old is Paul George?
What, 36, 37?
I believe he's 34 as well. And he's also had major leg injuries in the past.
34.
He's making $50 million compared to a little over $17 million. What's he doing? What's Sticks doing?
What is he doing?
I don't know. What are you doing? He looks confused.
Look, you know what I'm confused about? You know what I'm confused about? Tell me if this comes through. Tell me if this comes through on the microphone.
To me. But before I get to those tweets, which I'm still looking at, Sticks, what do you think? Do you think Clay was the most...
You sound perfectly clear, and I'm on my phone on YouTube. There is zero issue with audio. You sound the same on this that you sound in my ear, and I got people saying, you're too damn low, audio sucks. I don't know why Joe says I sound perfectly clear. I don't know what's going on. I think it has something to do with YouTube's code, like codecs tonight. Like something must be not sending. Joe's internet must suck. Only when you talk, I don't know. But that stuff was perfectly clear. Yeah, but he says I'm clear. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe the old man just hates you now. I don't know. I don't know. So he's trolling you. I would agree. Paul George is overrated. So
no, I don't think. I mean, but for $50 million, that's the problem. Like for $50 million compared to $17 million starting salary, and they're the same age. Paul George is clearly declined from what he was before, but they're paying him a max level contract. And I'm like, we paid less than anybody else was offering Klay Thompson, and that's an overrated signing. The Lakers were going to start him at $20 million.
Wait a second. Here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. How many rings does Paul George have?
None.
Cool. How many does Klay have?
4. And about to have 5, 6.
Okay.
7.
So 4 versus 0. 17 million versus max
50.
contract. Same age. Both have injuries.
Yep.
Didn't Klay play all last year?
70 or 76 games, I believe.
More than anybody on the Mavericks played.
Yep.
So when they say, well, he's coming off an injury, but his injury didn't stop him from playing pretty much all season last year.
That injury was 3 years ago?
What are we talking about? Like, there's no way you can look at those two and say that Paul George is going to make all of a sudden Paul George, who hasn't been able to make anybody get there, now because Philly's got him, they're like, oh my God, Paul George had 2 good games against us. 2.
And he's also the third best player on that team.
If you just left Paul George open, he would have sucked. Damn, all he hit on us was contested crazy shots. I'm like, just leave him open. He can't hit it. Oh, he's in the corner fading away, falling out of bounds. All right, he's going to hit it. Screw us.
Yeah, so I don't think Klay is the most overrated. I remember, guys, I was on here with Big J, Joe, Sticks. We talk Mavs, King, right? And I was saying, if the number is 30 million, I'm out. Even at 25 million, I was out. And when we got him, and Sticks, you can remind me when I was like, wait, we got him for what? 17, 18? That is a steal. For what the man
but it's not even 17, 18. Because he actually equated to a better discount on other guys.
Kyrie
for
had
us.
12, then 16 points.
Did my video just start playing again randomly?
I bounced back in 3, combining for 62.
Dude, I gotta kill this. I don't. That video is randomly stopping and playing.
Man, that internet, man, I'm telling you.
Dude, there's something going on right now. I have no idea what is going on.
Yeah,
I wasn't even on that window, and it randomly started playing. I have no idea how.
So my point is, Klay is not the most overrated signing. That was the most overrated take by AM Hoops. And I tweeted him. Matter of fact, how about I put that entire conversation in the chat for y'all to check out if y'all are interested. I actually got him to respond. You know, TGK out here doing detective work. The link is in the comments. Y'all go check it out. Y'all can see what he said. And then he also like, okay, I understand the monetary value there, this and that. I was like, yeah, bro, like you overhyped that. Like Paul George getting paid that at this age. Come on now. LeBron ain't even getting that kind of money. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think it is now time to pivot to our last topic of the night, man. This is what a show today. What a show today.
Joe says he's not trolling. I know you're not trolling, Joe, but I can't explain the problem because he sounds clear in my ear. He sounded clear on my phone. I don't know how we fix that. Just don't know how we fix it. So now we're going to transition.
Oh no.
Hey, transition time.
I left that. I paused for. I knew Big J would take that pause perfectly. All right. And on that note, we have.
Oh, look at that, y'all.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
You're not the beard. You're not the system. You're the problem.
Come on now, dog.
Come on now.
man.
Damn. What are these at? Oh, did I leave the ads on? Let me go turn those off. My fault, y'all. My apologies.
Look, we're trying to pay the bills here, people.
No, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Manually.
TGK's trying to pay the bills, not me. I'm paying my bills. It's me trying to pay the bills.
Ooh.
My fault. I removed the ads. But that might be something we have to revisit. That is nice blue. Looking jersey. Just feels lazy, but a black in there. All right, so let me tee off on this. Okay,
you go ahead.
I played golf today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new Dallas Mavericks jersey for the 2024-2025 NBA season. They revealed this along with all of the other lifeless, colorless, no character jerseys that they have released for all the other teams. And it looks like Dallas got the most characterless, colorless, lifeless jersey of all of them. This is all white with a little bit of gray. This is our city edition jersey, I guess. But this is what the Dallas Mavericks going to be rolling out. This is like the alternative uniforms in the NFL that they play on Thursdays with. Guys, let's start with Big J, man. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this jersey before I give my opinion?
It is generic. There is no style to it that I see here. But I mean, you know, I probably would not buy this jersey. I would probably buy one of the other versions of the jerseys, or maybe last year's, but not this one.
Well, what are your biggest gripes with this jersey?
So if we're looking even of white jerseys like we had, I still think the white one we had a few years ago with the gold on the sides, that had some kind of style that looked cool. This just looks like I said, like somebody just made it, like Sticks made it himself. You know what I mean? No shot. No shot, Sticks.
Wow.
But it's pretty
shots
generic.
Fired.
Nah. There's no, like I said, there's nothing to it. There's nothing that makes me want to go, ooh. I mean, for a city edition, like I remember before they even had like the skyline or something, but like I said, this one just has nothing. So it's just like,
It has a skyline on the bottom right corner.
I saw that, but that doesn't count.
Oh man, don't get me started on the bottom right corner with the little longhorns.
That makes it
I saw one of the other Mavs creators. They were like, "Oh, this is my favorite part." You think I am going to be looking at this jersey for the bottom right corner of the jersey? No, that is not what makes the jersey cool. Probably if you bought it and that's what you wore, or if you just like that design that they have down there at that bottom right corner, that does not justify the lifeless, characterless, colorless, effortless, or effort lack thereof jersey that they made. Sticks, what's your opinion on this jersey, man?
Look, I don't mind it.
Oh,
I don't mind it.
It's because it's white.
I think
it's
because it's I don't mind it. I wish they had, if they're not going to go blue, throw some blue in there. I wish they would have done a different font with the Mavs because it's the same font as last year, and I think it worked on the black. I don't really like it. I don't like the curly Q, on the S and the M as much on the white and gray. I think the black and blue kind of blended that out. I think it's a little too I think if they'd have done a different font, I think I would have been okay with it. I wouldn't say it's the most generic. Have you seen the Bulls jersey? And did you see the Celtics one?
Look,
basic ass font with black and green, and the Bulls is like a more generic font than the Mavs logo with less details, and still white with like a gold stripe.
Retroplex?
Yeah, I didn't
Remember
like that
Retroplex?
Yeah, I don't like that
You
one.
didn't like this one?
No, I don't like that one.
Crazy. Hold on, man. Sticks is going crazy.
I bet you like them Reebok shoes too.
You didn't like the Retroplex.
I'm not a fan. It's okay. I'm not a big fan of it though. I don't like the Dallas on that one.
This was so cool, man. Like the Retroplex.
We got different styles, bro.
Awesome. Look. I miss when McDonald's had all the colors and all the characters and Ronald McDonald and the Cookie Monster. I don't even know if he's a McDonald's, but the playpens, like all this. Now it's just a gray box. Who wants to go there? I'll go, but who wants to go to a gray box? Jack in the Box, same thing. Like, what happened to the Whataburger is the only place that still is colorful, has its W shape, that is themed out. What other place has a theme? Taco Bell. Taco Bell is just a box now. Like, what has happened to color? What has happened to creativity? Everyone is going with grays, whites, bland colors, neutral, modern, minimalistic, and all this stuff. Like, bro, what happened to the color, man? All right, now look, I'll give you this. The jersey is cool in the sense that it's white and gray. I like that. What I really hate is how they recycled the logo or the sign, the lettering. I hate that they recycled that. That is completely lazy on the behalf of Nike.
Don't recycle. Why'd you recycle that?
Yeah. Right. I just think that's so lazy. But I do like the little graffiti they got on the side. I guess that's cool. But I don't know. If they would have created something different, instead of utilizing literally last year's font, maybe I would have been up with it. But this looks like the jersey that they wear for the fan jam a couple years ago, or when they're practicing. This is like that red shirt that the NFL players wear during training camp. These are the knockoff jerseys. This is a practice jersey, Sticks. This is a practice jersey.
You're a practice jersey.
It is ass. But that's my 2 cents on that, man.
Is that it? Is that your
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Hey, look. We all got different opinions. I don't know.
I know.
I am curious though. Now that we
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Let me read some comments. Go ahead. Agree. Should have been blue trim instead of gray. I don't like the Mavs. Color and style seems fine, but hate Mavs is trash looking. The collar on this one is better than the one TGK held up. You're crazy. Gray box. I blame the jersey design on Luka. It's his fault. He likely forced them to do it his way. Oh Lord. I don't think it was that.
So he's trolling on that one because it's always Luka's fault. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's not a superior.
Let's do this. So we're gonna do a couple tests now that we're near the end of the show, and I need some opinions. Give a poll. I want a poll on the placement of the logos. So do they like the placement of Midnight Mavness and the bottom bar? Do they like the setup that we have now? Like, I want to know a yes or no on that. Put that poll up for me.
All right. Feel free to criticize, but criticize with our best interests at heart. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't like it, kiss my ass. I'm just kidding. No, we want real opinion. We've been tweaking it, trying to do stuff. I want to be different than all the other shows. So I don't want to do like the names, because if you look at professional shows, they don't have to put their name on there. If we're known, we're known. You don't need to be Sticks, TGK. So, but I wanted our social media on there. No one really does it this way. Putting the logo up at the top kind of works, kind of breaks up the two of us together like this. So
do y'all like the full vertical screens? Do y'all like the full vertical ones?
Div's giving us a yes.
What the hell is he saying? Just yes.
He's saying yes to what we're asking. So, and
like,
then
like the vertical boxes, not the horizontal ones.
I got to work on this,
but this is more personal.
Yeah, I got to work on the stinger still, because the stinger's leaving that white flash at the end and pausing. I got to figure out how to solve that. I don't want to have that weird pause. I got to figure that out. But I'm curious now, since the stream starting glitched, I'm going to run it again, and I'm going to see if they work and get an opinion on our stream starting. So turn your damn Jeopardy music off.
Oh, dang. Man, that was
killing
fun.
me here. Yeah. All right, so let's see if stream starting works. So that's our...
Hey, you might get a freestyle from me during the countdown.
My dogs are back here. Yeah.
Hey.
What do y'all think about the new stream
I
starting?
want to hear. Yeah, I like the new stream starting. Yeah, I ain't got no freestyle. I was about to say TGK in the building. Something.
I fixed my door for Div when we come back, so he won't have the door open now. So let's try this. Okay, no music. We're gonna try this.
Okay.
You won't hear this part again.
I know.
No, that's supposed to be for the stinger. It's supposed to be quick. That's not meant to be that way. That's a stinger. So this is what was supposed to happen earlier. Let's make sure. Let's see if it works this time.
Okay.
Nope. Monologue is still broken. Something literally happened in the... Yeah, you're there. Something glitched in the transition over. Hey, yo. You're back. They can see you. I don't know what you're doing. You can look at your screen and see that you're back on the screen. I don't know why you're looking around like you.
I just, I didn't know I was going to have solo screen, so I'm unprepared. Thank you.
Don't worry, I got you.
All right, monologue ends. Let's hit the Midnight Madness intro.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it to work again because I don't know why they're not. I don't know why they're not working.
So continue food barring. You want me to continue?
Oh wait, hold on. I think I know what happened. No. Okay, let's try this again. We're gonna go stream starting.
Okay, let's try this again.
It's not doing it.
Starting.
It's not doing it.
No,
it's just not playing them.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
They're just not playing. Yeah, they just won't play.
Because I don't know ball and Jason Kidd does. Let's fucking go, Mad.
One more time for my guy Chris.
Because I don't know ball and Jason Kidd does. Let's fucking go, Mad.